up, Tommy? What's up, Tommy?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up, champ?
What's up, man? Hey, look, I didn't even do any introductions today, man. No, hey, y'all know it. It's the 32 Insides podcast. I'm Mo. I'm here with your boy Tommy. Man, hey, the Seahawks are Super Bowl champions, Tommy.
Wait, one more. No, I didn't hear you clearly. Could you say that one more time?
The Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions under Mike McDonald's second year.
Come
With the
on.
offensive player of the year, K9 MVP. What is this season, man? What is this season, bro?
What a season. What a special season, actually. I mean, anything. I mean, you could go down the list. Beat the Niners in divisional. Beat the Rams in
And
NFC
my boy
Championship.
getting a touchdown? Huh? One tutty?
Woo, woo.
Let's go.
Barn show. I mean, seriously. Beating the Niners, running the Niners off the field in the divisional round. Beating the Rams in the NFC Championship. We were there for that. Going back into Levi's, the home of the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, you mean Lumen South.
My bad. Lumen South, located in Santa Clara, California, beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl to exercise the Super Bowl 49 demons. I mean, you couldn't have written this up better. This was unbelievable. It still doesn't feel real. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, today I don't even know if it is set in today. I'm trying. I feel like I'm getting like imposter syndrome. I'm trying to just keep like, we really won the Super Bowl. It doesn't even feel real. It happened so fast. I mean, what a team, though. What a team. I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get into it heavy here, but man, it's a great, great time to be a Seattle Seahawks fan. It's a great time to be a Seattle Seahawks football player. Yeah, it is. This has been such a magical season, truly. I mean, from start to finish, we finally were able to cap off what was just dominance all year long, and now we can really appreciate what it was from start to finish from this team, which was complete and utter dominance.
Yeah. So, hey, let's get into it, man. The Seahawks dominate the New England Patriots 29-13, and the score, man, it doesn't reflect how dominant of a performance, from the Seahawks perspective. That defense was playing like their hair was on fire. Sam Darnold, man, he's been avoiding sacks like Houdini, not putting the ball in harm's way. But hey, like Tommy, me and you expected this, right? We expected like a dominant performance from the Seahawks team. We called it on the pod. We said, hey, the Patriots are not in the same weight class as the Seattle Seahawks. But man, this victory still feels sweet, man. Even if you know, like, hey, you're the favorites to win a Super Bowl. And we heard it from Dan. He came on the pod. Dan Viennes from Seahawks Forever podcast. You guys should listen to him. He came on the pod last week and he was like, hey, I've been doing podcasts around the country, and Patriots fans were too confident, Tommy. They were too confident. But hey, explain this game, the Super Bowl, in a few words, man. I put it in as dominant. What was your take on it?
Well, actually, I want to jump back to what you were saying about Patriots fans being confident real quick. They were way too confident. And the funny thing is I was reading it all week on Twitter, and you knew that they didn't know what was coming when all their main argument was us making a mistake.
Yeah.
they couldn't say, oh, Drake May's gonna cook you guys, like you're not ready for Stephon Diggs or Kayshon Boutte. No. Sam's gonna turn it over, or your offense is gonna get shut down. Like there was no like how they are gonna beat us. It was how we were gonna beat ourselves. They couldn't argue for them to beat us, and it showed. We were the better team. We were clearly the better team. It wasn't even a competition. There was one team on the Seahawks level this year, and it's the LA Rams. We knew it. We knew it. Rams fans knew it. Yeah. That was the only team this season that was on the same level as the Seattle Seahawks. Broncos fans can shut up too. And it doesn't matter if you had Bo Nix. It's not looking. I don't care. You're not winning that game. So you guys just hold on to whatever you need to hold on to make you feel better. But you guys weren't beating us either. But man, just to describe the Super Bowl, capping it off. 3 words: capping it off.
Yeah.
I mean, what we did on Sunday was no different than what we've been doing all season long.
Yeah.
shutting teams down, putting
Yeah.
teams through hell. That's all. That's what we did all season long, and that's what we did against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Simple
Yeah.
as that. I don't. The players. It's funny because you looked at the reaction after beating the Rams and the players, and you
Yeah.
looked at the reaction from our players beating the Patriots. You could almost
Totally
feel.
different.
You could almost
Yeah.
feel a little bit more relief beating the Rams than we did the Patriots. It's like they knew. I
Yeah.
mean, it just absolutely unbelievable. I just it got real for me kind of really early into the third quarter. I was like, wow, we're gonna win this thing. 'Cause I wasn't, I'll be honest, I wasn't pleased with our offense in the way they finished drives in the first half. If we really want to
Yeah.
jump back to that, because that's just how I am. But like
Yeah.
I wasn't in love with it. But the defense, I mean, oh my goodness, we called it too on the podcast last
Yeah.
week with Dan on. We said they're going to blitz more, and that's exactly what they did. I knew they could get after Drake May, and Drake May's a great quarterback. He really is. He's a young quarterback though, and this is a big lesson for him. And um, you know, the Patriots had a lot of success, so I don't want to say his time is coming because they've had enough success for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But Drake May is a good quarterback, and Mike had a plan for him, and it was to get after him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the support. We can lie all we want about Kayshon Boutte. We
Yeah.
can lie all we want about Stephon Diggs. We can lie all we want about anybody on that offense. It just wasn't threatening. It wasn't, and
That's true.
that offensive line, it didn't come together. And I'm going to give Will Campbell a little bit of a pat in the back here. Like, the guy's getting killed by
Yeah.
Patriots fans. And you know what? I'm going to call it the Patriots. Y'all are doing him a disservice. Put him at guard. Put him at
Exactly.
guard.
He's gonna be elite if you put
You
him
are
on guard.
killing the guy. Put him
Yeah.
at guard. Like, and for Mike Vrabel to double down and be like, that's our tackle.
Nah.
You're killing the guy. Put him at guard. Go draft a tackle this year. Go sign a tackle. Put Will Campbell at a position where he could be an all-pro, because he can be an all-pro guard.
Put him on
there.
left guard, and he's gonna be elite. He's gonna
My
be
goodness
elite. All pro.
gracious.
All
To
pro.
double down and be like, that's our left tackle. Like, oh
Yeah.
goodness. Like, you're just setting the guy up to get killed again next year, both on social media and in the games. Like,
Yeah.
Will Campbell's a talented player. I loved him coming out of the draft. Put him at guard. He will thrive there. Stop being so cute. Like, put him at
Yeah.
guard. Draft a tackle, and it'll be fine. But back to the Super Bowl champ Seattle Seahawks. I mean, shout out to Devin Witherspoon, by the way.
Hey.
I mean,
Baller.
What a performance. What a performance. Shout out to Derek Hall.
Hey,
I mean,
baller.
Byron Murphy, still underrated.
Baller.
Still underrated. I
Yeah.
mean, when are we going to start talking about Byron Murphy? Because this is
Riley
getting out of
Mills. Riley
Riley
Mills.
Mills appearance, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy
That was
shit.
unbelievable. That when that happened, I was like, oh, we're gonna win. I think that was the first time it hit me. Like, if Riley Mills is going out there and he was bullying dudes, I think he bullied what, Jared Wilson. Oh my goodness,
Oh.
we were in for a treat.
With one
man.
hand, he drags Jared Wilson with one hand and sacks Dre May with the other hand. Man, crazy. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. It just poetic. It was poetic. Everything about the Seahawks season was poetic. I'm lucky enough to say that I got to see him in Santa Clara, beat the Niners week 18, and I'm extremely lucky to have been able to see them in Lumen, NFC Championship game, beating the Rams. To be able to see this team multiple times was one of the best experiences ever. I still have my NFC Championship game confetti. I wish I could have some Super Bowl
Nice.
confetti.
Yeah.
But man, it's unbelievable. It doesn't feel real. I'm gonna keep saying it. It doesn't feel real. It just happens so fast. Seahawks are building, boom. They won the Super Bowl. What's next? I don't want to talk about what's next yet, but like, what is next for these guys? Like, they're so young.
Yeah.
I mean, this
we'll get to all that. But hey, just going back on that point you mentioned about Patriots fans, I think they were delusional. And they kind of like that NFC Championship and Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay kind of got in their head a little, right? Because they were like, oh, that's we have an MVP too, and if Matthew Stafford, had 800 yards and 6 touchdowns against this defense, so can we, right? And like, look, that was an outlier. Everybody knows that Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, that offense is elite, right? And I got to give it to the Rams offense. That offense was elite, and you're right. When it came to the first quarter, I was a little bit, nervous a little. I was like, hey, you know what? Is this what is this game about to be? But if it wasn't for shout out to Christian Gonzalez, he made some really great plays. If it
Yep.
wasn't for those plays, I think they get a couple of scores in the first quarter as well. But yeah, hey, the Seahawks dominated the run game. I was surprised by the run game on offense. Let's start with defense first. We
Well,
mentioned.
quickly, I just want to
Go ahead.
mention one thing. Just one more time to echo what you said. Anytime the Patriots were talking about how they could win this game, they had to use someone else other than themselves an example of how they
Yeah,
could do it.
yeah,
There was nothing they could use from themselves to explain how they could win the Super Bowl. Oh, the Rams did it, so we can't too. Well, the Rams did it, not you guys. The Rams
yeah,
also have Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams and Kyrie Williams and Blake Corum, not you guys, and the MVP.
yeah,
Sam Darnold's going to turn over. Well, we didn't turn over the ball once this postseason, so where was that?
yeah,
So yeah, I mean that's that point blank. We
yeah,
told you exactly how I was going to go. Also, they said shut down JSN. We're going to win. Congrats, Christian Gonzalez played a great game.
yeah.
JSN was locked up. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. I did.
He
I
got
wasn't
banged
holding
up.
my
He
breath.
got banged up too. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't holding my breath. Like that. It's all good. But anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. You can get back to.
Yeah. So let's start with the defense first, man. And Devin Witherspoon was talking about it after the game. Uchenna Nwosu was talking about after the game. And Tom Brady, he came on Seattle radio, Brock and Salk. He was on the radio as well, and he was like, "Hey, you can never over prepare for the Super Bowl. We used to like spend time and time and time again preparing for the Super Bowl, and like." Mike McDonald, man, he got this team ready, and the players were talking about, hey, we were studying every single thing about that offense, the hand signals, the stances, how they do stuff, what happens when the ball gets snaps, all those kind of small details. Like, as Mike McDonald says, chasing edges. They were chasing edges to prepare for this game, and as soon as that ball snapped, everybody ate on the D line. Everybody was, nearly perfect on the backside, except for that touchdown by what's his name and
Oh, Matt
Hopkins. No,
Collins.
no,
Matt Collins. Matt Collins.
Hollins is Hollins. But hey, that's that amazing performance by this defense. How would you rate this defense when it comes to the all-time defenses? Right now I'm rating them better than the 2015 Broncos for sure.
Oh, Broncos fans are going to hate that because they think they're better than the Legion of Boom Seahawks. For whatever reason. So
But
delusional. But anyways,
the stats show that this defense was more dominant than that
the
defense.
stats show this defense was one of the best of all time, and I think it is. I really do. I think some people were just shocked about how we came out of nowhere, and maybe they didn't see this coming week one. But guess what? This statistically is one of the best defenses of all time. This defense won a Super Bowl. This defense shut down everybody but the LA Rams. This is one
Yeah,
of the best defenses of all time. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is.
yeah,
And where would I put them? I don't know. I don't really want to get into specifics like of all time, like rank them specifically, but definitely one of the best defenses of all time. Like they rival the Legion of Boom defense. They do. And they're not going to
yeah,
get the notoriety of it because they don't have like Richard Sherman talking loudly and like letting them know but man, this is one of the best defenses of all time. It really
yeah,
was. I mean, they shut down everybody. And
yeah,
we kind of talked about it in like week 4. It was just like, okay, I trust this defense with my life. Like they can shut down anybody. And that's exactly what they did all season long. As
yeah,
long as that defense was taking the field and they all didn't forget to show up to the game that day, we were going to be in the game. And our score differential showed that. The number of points we lost by total showed that.
yeah,
I mean, utterly dominant.
yeah,
And the Seahawks picked a year where there was a lot of parity in the league, and they went out there and decided this is going to be our year. We're going to dominate from start to finish, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. And that's
yeah,
exactly what they did. And that didn't come without preparation. That didn't come without learning hard lessons. That didn't come without failing a couple times. I mean, this to say this season was perfection, no. I mean, but that's what Super Bowl season is perfection, right?
yeah,
So like but they always bounced back from their mistakes.
yeah,
And sometimes they won games where they made a lot of mistakes in. Sometimes they lost a game or two where they made mistakes in. That's fine. It happens.
yeah,
But when it came down to it, we got to the playoffs, 0 turnovers, domination, beat two
Yeah.
division rivals on the way, and absolutely dominated the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
write it up better.
But hey, this defense, yes, they had an historic moment right in the Super Bowl. Almost got a shutout. Man, it was really close. Like for 3 quarters, that game, like the Patriots didn't have any points in that game.
Yeah,
So very dominant performance, and the whole world got to see how dominant the Seahawks defense was. Before, I think so, there was a lot of doubt in the Seahawks, even though they like beat up really good teams and they were like this all year. Like even only people close to the Seahawks really saw this dominance, I would say, but the rest of the country's the I would say the average football fan was kind of shocked. Holy shit! Like where did this defense come from? And like we were like, you know what, this is what they've been doing. But I think it clouded a little bit how critical Sam Darnold was to the 2025 Seahawks, right? It clouded a little bit because a lot of people saw Sam Darnold having a, like a game manager type of game,
totally.
not turning off the ball, Kenneth Walker MVP. And they're like, hey, and a lot of people came to this conclusion, even though like the guy, they wouldn't have been here without Sam Darnold, right? They wouldn't like the NFC Championship like was the de facto Super Bowl, and he was the de facto MVP in that game, right? So, what do you think? What is Sam Darnold's perception right now around the country, and what before the Super Bowl game, and right now, like he's a Super Bowl champion, has a ring to his name, kind of a journeyman, 5 teams, but played really great last 2 seasons. What do you think the future for Sam Darnold holds right now?
I mean, to be completely honest, from what I've seen, if you're not on a engagement farming lame ESPN talk show, Sam Darnold's
Yeah,
getting a lot of love right now. ESPN needs their click, so they're going to try to talk lowly on Sam as they always do for some reason. Good for them, have fun. But like in general, Sam Darnold's getting a lot of love. He is, and
yeah,
I rightfully so. I mean, I might have 0 turnovers in the postseason. That was his big knock. Oh, Sam's going to turn it over. He's going to give the game to the. I didn't see that over the last 3 games.
yeah,
I didn't see any turnovers. That's right. We had 0.
yeah.
So no, I think the perception of Sam Darnold is great right now, as it should be. I mean,
Mhm.
the guy. I mean, is he? Again, we know who Sam Darnold is. Sam
See,
Darnold
look,
is.
and that's how we differ from Eagles fans, right? We're not calling Sam Darnold a top
Yeah,
5 quarterback, right? After
we're not shoving top 5 talks down everyone's throat. Yeah,
exactly, and that's
like
what I hate about Eagles fans. But I think if he keeps this up, man, I would put him into the 7 to 10 range. Like if he has
I
good seasons.
I think today there's a very very real argument that Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback. Is he top 5? Absolutely not. Love Sammy,
Yeah,
not a top 5 quarterback. Check that out, Eagles fans. You should give that a shot.
yeah,
Um, and I think he'd be in the 9 to 10 range, with
yeah,
respectfully, like at this current moment, and that's great. That's all you need. And
yeah,
guess what?
yeah,
I don't really like quarterback. I don't like player rankings because there's so many schematic teammate based things that affect players' performance.
yeah,
But my baseline is always, can you win a Super Bowl with your quarterback? Well, we just
yeah,
answered that question with Sam Darnold, so I don't really care where he's ranked. We want a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, and we can win
yeah.
more Super Bowls with Sam Darnold. So
Exactly.
that's where I'm at. Like I've seen enough. Like
Yeah,
Sam's our guy. Sam's our
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I like. Can we develop Jalen Milroe behind him and see where that goes? Totally. But as of right now, Sam's our guy. And Jalen Milroe does not need to be rushed. Jalen Milroe does not need to be pushed into the helm. We don't need
yeah,
to be asking for Jalen Milroe or another quarterback
yeah.
because we've got a Super Bowl winning quarterback on our team right now.
Yeah. But
So
what an experience for, I know it's mostly he didn't play this year, but what an experience for Jalen Milroe, man, to be on this
totally.
team and to witness how a championship team looks like on the way. I mean, hey, great experience by Jalen Milroe. But yeah, I agree with you, Sam Darnold, man. I think though, here's what I think though. I think right now he has an argument to be the 9 to 10 range, right? It's arguable, right? He
Yeah.
he can't be on that range. But I think so. If this is not the completed Sam Darnold, right? If we see like in 3 years or something, like he wins an MVP, he has great seasons, his turnover is kind of reduced to like minimal. I think he has a chance to develop a Hall of Fame career. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think he has a chance to develop it.
I mean, if Sam Darnold went and won an MVP and maybe another Super Bowl, then I think that you could definitely open up those conversations. Like my goal here is to try to be like as rational as possible. While also being very excited. So, I am like, I want to enjoy this moment, but man, I am really excited to see what we do next year. Like, we
Yeah,
have so much cap space. Our team is so young.
yeah,
It's hard to not like think ahead. Like, could we do this again? Like, this isn't a
yeah,
good draft class. This really, from like
yeah,
top to bottom, like these other teams that we're competing with, I know, I think there's some really talented players at the top of this draft, but the teams that are going to be picking around us, it's all the same. Like the
yeah,
same tier of player. Like we're going to be picking too.
yeah.
Where like we've got a ton of cap. Why couldn't we go back to back? Like I'm trying to think it through. Like the Rams are going to be there. Like I have a lot of respect for the Rams. They're a great team, and it's going to be back and forth again. I think we're both the two favorites again. The Rams and Seahawks are the two
Yeah.
Super Bowl favorites for next
And
year.
and
So
Stafford already announced that he's coming back.
yes, so we'll have our hands full with those guys again, just as they will with us, and a lot of respect to them. And
I
we'll
want to
see
see the
them next year.
opening. I want to see the opening night.
Who do you
Seahawks
want?
versus
Who
Rams.
do you want?
I want the Rams.
You want the Rams?
Seahawks versus Rams.
I want
Or the Chiefs.
I want the Chiefs. I honestly want the Chiefs. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be a fun
Yeah.
little matchup. Give me the Chiefs.
I've never seen Mahomes play in person, so I'd love to go to that one.
Sneaky pick though. Bears. I think they might have the Bears at us.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know. Who knows, right? They might do the Cowboys too, just to generate some ratings. I mean,
Oh, wow.
you never really know what the NFL is going to do and what their thinking is with that. But regardless of the fact, week 1 next year, we're hanging a banner. So that's. I mean, come on.
You got to be at that game, Tommy.
I know.
We're gonna send you an invite.
I need. Oh man, this is unbelievable. Like it. I'm almost gonna get real. Are you going to the parade?
Man, 50-50, man. I wanted to go to the
50-50?
stadium. They have like a 10 a.m. stadium. What do you call it? Celebration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I went on Ticketmaster like on the same night. It was sold out.
No way. Everyone's ready to party, man. Everyone's ready to party.
Everybody's ready to party. But hey, I got some meetings that time. But hey, I'll definitely check it out, man.
Definitely.
I'll definitely check it out, the parade, and see what happens on that one. But hey, I want to get to the MVP of the game, Kenneth Walker, man. The guy had 27 carries for 135 yards, man. Man, he balled out, right? And he had, I think so. He had 30-yard reception as well. So the guy was like almost got 160 total yards. Do you think that he deserved the MVP?
Totally. My only other player that I was like, yes, like I think Devin Witherspoon should have been in talks, but K9 had a fantastic game. I've got absolutely no problem with that. But you could have thrown Jason Myers out there. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like. I think ultimately though,
That'd be crazy.
If I had a vote right before the game, or if I had a vote after the game, and I was the only vote, I would probably give it to Witherspoon. I thought he was absolutely game wrecking for us in that
game changer.
I mean, he had the sack, he had the pressure on the first drive for Drake May to throw it away. He forced the interception to Nwosu, but that really should have been a strip sack. But Nwosu caught it, and so it's an interception. So I thought Witherspoon played off the charts. I really do. He was phenomenal. I would have given it to Witherspoon personally, but K9 played phenomenal. I mean, Shirley had 75 yards and 7 carries right away. He was a great source of our offense, kept the Patriots at bay. He was patient. That was such a phenomenal performance from K9. It really was. So yeah, I've got absolutely no gripes to K9 getting Super Bowl MVP. I think it's deserved. And I'm happy for him too, because he's getting all this gripe all year long about us not getting in the ball. And one is to keep him healthy and he was fresh so we could do something like this in the postseason. Yeah. And I thought K9 collectively had a great postseason. So I'm happy he ended up with Super Bowl MVP, because to me, that's just a playoff MVP right there. Like K9 really stepped up when Shard went down, and the rest is history, man. I can't believe it. Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, K9.
Super Bowl MVP, man. And I know we'll get to off-season talks, in a couple of weeks. But K9 with the MVP, man, he's gonna make some money. And like it might not be with the Seahawks.
I think it should be with the Seahawks. So with Sharp out for a bit, the Seahawks have no real answers. They're picking 32. I'd hate for the Seahawks to have to force their hand to pick a running back at 32 just because they let K9 walk. Just pay K9, even if it's a short term contract. Pay him. Keep
Yeah,
him here. And that's crazy because that might not have been my answer like 8 weeks ago. But
yeah,
with everything that's happened since, I think it should be a no brainer, and I think they'll get it done even if it's short term, maybe a little bit more money short term,
yeah.
but I think they'll get it done with K9.
Okay, yeah. Hey, and like a player that stood out on offense a little bit was two players for me. Anthony Bradford, man, he had a rough night. The stats didn't show it that much because Sam was really good in avoiding those sacks. But man, he had a rough night with Christian Barmore and Milton Williams, man. I mean, like those quick pressures that he was giving up. But in the running game, he was elite. He was really good in the running game, man. He was moving people. But in pass pro, unfortunately, man, I think so. That's a position that they're going to look to replace down the line.
Definitely. I mean, we're 2 weeks out from the combine, 12 days out from the combine, 27 away from free agency. So it's going to happen fast. Like we're going to get right into it. We got the parade this week, and then it's go time for next season. And I
Yeah.
think we'll be ready to roll. I got a little small. I'm gonna throw. We're gonna get more free agency off season soon, but I want to drop one small little prediction out there right now, just so I have it for receipts.
Yeah.
Before people pick up on it too. I feel like we're gonna come back next week and this might be a thing. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say Seahawks are going to use some of that big cap space to make a big signing on the offensive line this year, and it's going to be Tyler
Oh,
Lindenbaum from the Ravens. They're going
wow.
to take Linderbaum. They're going to make Linderbaum the center, and they're going to move Sundell to right guard, and they're going to show up the offensive line, finish it up, bring Linderbaum in, bam. That's my
Yeah.
prediction.
Because
He knows
Linderbaum
Mike.
is like, yep.
He knows Mike. I don't think the Ravens are in a place to resign. I don't know with Harbaugh leaving. I don't know if Linderbaum even wants to come back to Baltimore.
Yeah.
He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I think the Seahawks might make a run. I mean, they got the fourth most cap, and they're competing with what, Vegas, Tennessee, and the Jets. Where do
Yeah.
you want to sign?
Yeah.
I'll just put it out there. I think the Seahawks have quite a weapon this offseason with how much cap space they have and who they're competing with cap space. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good opportunity for them to go get some guys. I don't want them to overdo it, but you get a guy like
Yeah.
Linderbaum to solidify that offensive line. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good look.
Yeah, but that's the
That's all I
tax you
got.
pay, right? That's
That
the
is
tax you pay. You have to be willing to let go of some really good players, even
totally.
though you can re-sign them to build a sustainable contender. I mean, you got to let go of two Pro Bowlers, at least maybe one, maybe Rick Williams on the board, So yeah, I mean, I think it's tough, man. That's a tax you pay. But you're right. Hey, Linderbaum would be amazing because he's not loyal to he's loyal to Harbaugh, but he's not loyal to anybody in that organization, that coaching staff anymore. Everybody's I bet like his entire staff, maybe his offensive line staff was turned over some. So he hasn't won a Super Bowl. So and that's the thing. When you become a Super Bowl champ, you become the destination for free agency.
Totally. And when you have as much cap space as we do, this is very rare where the Super Bowl champ is top 5 in cap space the following offseason with a lot of
Yeah,
their main guys under contract.
yeah,
Like we've got Charles Cross under contract. JSN and Spooner still under contract. I think we're going to get extensions done this offseason with both of them. They're going to be lucrative. They're going to be expensive. That's fine. Get those done. But that's not going to affect our current cap space today. I think the Seahawks have
yeah,
a very unprecedented opportunity this offseason to build a roster that could potentially rival this one to go back-to-back next year. Now it's a
yeah,
matter of making the right OC hire, which we'll see that domino fall soon, I'm sure, and making the right moves to retool because we're not going to be able to keep everybody. This is the last time. We're closing the page today on the 2025-2026 Seattle Seahawks. This roster
yeah,
will not be the same next year,
yeah,
for better and worse, right? Like we're going to lose some talented guys, but that doesn't
yeah.
mean we can't replace, right? And so I just, as we wind down, I just want to appreciate this team as much as we can because
Yeah,
this
man.
was a special unit. They brought,
I'm still in awe, man. I'm still in awe.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
still in awe, man.
they brought the pride back to Seattle. I think I talked to you around Christmas, and I was just like, make sure you cherish this because this is
Yeah,
rare and this is incredible. But
Yeah.
next week we'll come back around and we'll start talking about the 2026, 2027 Seahawks, and we'll start talking about what they could do to win a Super Bowl. And I mean, but for now, like this is unbelievable. Like this is
Yeah.
unbelievable. 2026 chance forever. They can't take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to shout out to John Schneider, man. We talked a lot about the draft. We talked about these players. We talked about Sam Darnold. I was a guy who said, man, is John Schneider losing his mojo a little? Like back in,
Oh yeah.
2021,
Oh yeah.
2020, I was like, hey, before the Russell Wilson trade, I was kind of like nervous, even during the Russell Wilson trade, when he said like guards are overrated and overpaid. Maybe he changed his philosophy on that, right? By drafting Gray Zabel. He let Damian Lewis go, who became a great, player. And some of the things he did this offseason, number one, he said, hey, we're not gonna, overpay for Will Fries or any of these guys, right? We're gonna bring really good coaching staff in to coach this offense, right? We're not gonna overpay for Geno Smith, right? We're gonna bring Sam Darnold, who's better, right, and younger. We're gonna make this running game. We're gonna change this identity. We're gonna get this right players that Mike McDonald wants. And
We're,
yeah, go ahead, add to it.
we're not going to overpay for DK. What we're
Yeah,
gonna do?
DK.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna trade DK. We're gonna trade DK for a second round pick that turns into Nicky Benwari. Then we're
Yeah.
gonna draft a field stretcher in Torrey Horton, who got injured, unfortunately. Looking forward to seeing Torrey next year. But we're gonna
Oh
go. We're
yeah.
gonna go trade for a field stretcher and Rashid Shaheed after Torrey Horton goes down.
Yeah.
Boom. That's how you replace DK Metcalf efficiently, saving money, and then also drafting a superstar in the second round in Nicky Benwari.
Exactly. And hey, John Schneider, man, he has the cap space now. He has the experience because he's gone through this, right? That's a huge experience. Like he made some mistakes after the last Super Bowl loss, and now he has this young team that he can further build on, and really manage it really well. Just seeing this defense, man, because for me, like I was like, hey, man, like what happens to this defense? When Leonard Williams retires, or Demarcus Lawrence, it doesn't, it's kind of off. But man, they got some young backups, man. And some young players and some future guys that they can draft, man. Riley Mills, like still in on. I think he's going to be a great player. Byron Murphy, I think he's going to be like the next dominant player on that defensive line. Derek Hall. I don't think Boye Mafe is going to be around, but they're gonna draft more people. So, man, so the future looks bright for the Seahawks, as you said.
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's just. I mean, we could just go over right now, right? Nicky Benwari, 21 years old. Byron Murphy, 23 years old. JSN, 23 years old. Torrey Horton, 23 years old. Gray Zabel, 23 years old. Devin Witherspoon, 25 years old. Charles Cross, 25 years old. Zach Charbonnet, 25 years old. Ken Walker, 25 years old. Ernest Jones, 26 years old. Rashid Shaheed, 27. Julian Love, 27. Sam Darnold, 28. I crossed out Reek and Kobe. Reek's 26. Kobe Bryant's 26. I don't think either of them are coming back next year. But like, respectfully, like they're just gonna get paid, man. But like,
Yeah, they're gonna get paid. Yeah,
but like with that, I mean, you can build with that. You can build with
yeah,
that. We got our first,
yeah,
second, third round picks this year. Keep going. Got a ton of cap space.
yeah. And
Keep
look,
going.
the crazy thing about the 2025 Seahawks, 16 players who played meaningful snaps were undrafted free agents.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That is crazy. That's crazy. And 16 players were either first or second rounders. But they had a mix of like every team. It's crazy, man. You're looking at guys like Ty Okada, Jalen Sandell, Josh Joby, right?
Drake
So
Thomas. I
Drake
mean, man.
Thomas, man, some really, really great players, Pro Bowl players, man. It's just crazy, man. You got Jake Bobo scoring a touchdown.
Bobo.
In the NFC Championship, man, it's just a combination of just finding talent, man. That really amazes me at this team, and I just I can't wait to watch this team next season, man. And the 2025 Seahawks. If I would cap it off with one word, right? It's just mission, man. They were all about the mission,
Mob.
right?
Mob mentality.
Mob mentality, man. Mob mentality. And lastly, I know we have a few minutes left, but I want to talk about Mike McDonald, man. What a great hire, bro. What a great hire. At the right time, letting Pete Carroll go, and just we had the Legion of Boom defense, right? And we have this modern type defense right now. And the scariest thing is, Tommy, for the NFL, that we've never seen a year three Mike McDonald defense. In Baltimore, after 2 years, he went to the AFC Championship and got a head coaching job. In Seattle, after 2 years, he won the Super Bowl with this defense. Year three, Mike McDonald might be as crazy. Even the future, having Mike McDonald for the next 10 years, he might build better defenses than this defense.
Yeah, I mean, truly, Mike McDonald's had 2 draft classes under his belt. I
Yeah.
mean, and they've been good. John Schneider has every bit part of credit for that as well, but like the coach has a big say of like who he wants to coach. I mean, they have a big say in who they're drafting. Like we've seen 2. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Like the sky is the limit. Like the biggest thing I want to say is like we're not done. This isn't.
Yeah.
We're not. We're not the $21.
Yeah.
We're not done. We're coming back for more.
Yeah.
This is not the last time within the next 5 years Seattle Seahawks are going to be in the Super Bowl. I can promise you that. We're going to be back.
Yeah.
And I am so excited to see what that looks like.
Yeah, yeah. And like, hey, because the division like also doesn't look that scary down the road as well, because the Rams, we've already beaten them. They're a really good team, and I think it's going to be a battle down the road. The 49ers, they're getting older and injured every year, right? They need like a couple of draft class to come on this level, right? And the Cardinals are the Cardinals, man. So I see it like the good thing about us is like, remember that 2023 Niners Super Bowl team.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody was like, "Hey, this is their last chance." Their players are getting older. Debo, is getting older. Trent is like, a dinosaur, and everybody was like, "Hey, they have to be all in." Right? It's not. It's not with this team. This team is like not the same. Even if they lost the Super Bowl, they would have come back, more
Totally.
hungrier. Right?
Totally. I mean, this isn't. Yeah, I mean, this is like I said. We've talked about it. All podcast long. Cap space, youth, players under contract already. Like the sky's the limit. Like we can. This is a thing that's gonna keep going. This isn't 1 year flash in the pan. Did they catch maybe a little bit of lightning in the bottle this year? Sure. But guess what?
Yeah.
We won the Super Bowl. I don't care. And but that's the thing though. I thought they were ahead of schedule this year. Who knows if we'd even see them at their best.
Yeah,
I really do think they were ahead of schedule this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see these upcoming seasons with what we bring to the table. But man, it's hard to not get excited.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen Kubiak with Sam Darnold one more year, right?
I wish
in this offense.
Yeah, wishful thinking would have been like, I wish Kubiak did a little Ben Johnson move, like, oh man, Vegas. Boy, okay. Like they're gonna take Mendoza 1. Yeah. Should they though? Like I don't really see it with Mendoza as an NFL quarterback. I love Fernando Mendoza. I think he's awesome as an NFL quarterback. I'm not sure I see it. But like I could be wrong. That's why we draft.
Yeah.
That's why we scout. But no, I would have loved to see him do a little Ben Johnson move, stick around 1 more year, coach it up, bring back continuity. But no, happy for Kubiak. Best of luck to him in Vegas. Happy he got his ring. You can really appreciate a coach that knows he's leaving, but was able to stay locked in, do the right thing, coach a good game, and win a Super Bowl on his way out. Like, all right, you know what? Thank you, Clint. Best of luck in Vegas.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, because it's because you're right. The reason that it feels they were ahead of schedule, Tommy, is because I didn't believe the defense was ahead of schedule because it was their second year under Mike McDonald. Yeah. They performed really well. But this offense, they had like a lot of question marks. Can Sam do it? Is there a number 1 receiver? And it turns out JSN wins the Offensive Player of the Year, right? Can the running game work? K9 went crazy in the playoffs, even though the running game was not working, right, in the regular season mostly.
Totally.
Starting that Week 18 game at the Niners, man, that's when we were like, no, I take it back. When they went to Carolina, right?
Yep.
And I was like, then I was like, hey, this is something that's different from this running game, right? That's when the offensive line clicked, and the running game went crazy, uh, and uh, and but then I mean the scariest thing is you didn't have Torrey Horton, right? Elijah Arroyo was missing most of the stuff. Some of the weapons were missing. It was just JSN and AJ Barner usually, and sometimes if you find Rashid Shaheed wasn't that threat of a receiver, right? So the thing that I wish that would happen was if Kubiak was here another year, then you would be like, you know what, this team is at schedule, right? If this whole offensive staff was in this building during that 10-7 season, right? Last year with Gino,
Hmm.
then you would be like, and Gino left and Sam Darnold came in and they let DK go. And then you would be like, you know what, maybe they're, on schedule right now. But I don't know who's the next offensive coordinator is going to be, Tommy. But man, you got to be excited if you're an offensive coordinator to coach this team with this amount of weapons.
Totally. There should be a line out the door for coaches wanting to come in and coach this offense. It should be a no brainer. I mean, it can only be up from here. We've got the flexibility. If you're an OC, you come in like you see, look at the free agent market. We need this guy. Like I really want this guy. Can we do it? Yep, we can do it. Like we'll get you your guy. If that's your guy, like we'll get your guy because we've got the flexibility to do it. Like
Yeah.
we can I mean, so much flexibility. There's a lot of options this offseason for Seattle, and I mean, I'm very very excited to see it go. But just jump back real quick. You were talking about Arroyo missed some time, Torrey Horton missed some time, Riley Mills missed some time. I mean, there are
Yeah.
3 picks from this last year's draft class that contributed but missed time. They didn't get their full contributions out of the season, so
Yeah.
who knows what they could bring to the table next year too? A whole different element. Get a year under their belt, get some valuable experience, and they're ready to roll.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think, look, ever since that game, right, that Thursday night game, Sam Darnold, like, he flipped the switch, right? That comeback, and he kind of he rode that wave all the way to the Super Bowl. I think he comes back next season even more confident as a quarterback, right?
oh yeah,
And I think this team surrounds him even more. The only thing that I would be concerned about is if Sam Darnold comes and bangs on the table with John Schneider and says, "Hey, let's rip up the deal and give me a new deal," right? And kind of like brings that kind of like diva mentality,
oh
misses
man,
practice time. I don't think that will happen. That doesn't look like Sam.
no, it doesn't feel like Sam, but that would be one thing that would be really tough. I don't think he would do that. I really don't, but that would be really tough if he did. I won't lie.
Yeah, right, right. Because like, I mean, that would be really tough because like then you can't build around Sam Darnold if he's taking over most of the cap space and that's and John Schneider has a tendency of saying what I'll probably take a chance with Jalen Milroe.
Totally, totally. I hope it doesn't come to that though. Truthfully, I really really hope it doesn't come to that, and I don't think it will. I mean, we're talking. I think
He
we're
does
talking.
not sound like that guy
We're
though. He
talking
feels
worst
like
case. I think we're going
yeah,
worst
worst
case
case.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The one thing I do want to say, like, obviously, it's easy to look ahead to next year and be excited, but like, I just want to jump back, appreciate this team, appreciate this season because one thing that Seattle did this year that might not happen next year. I'm not trying to curse us. I'm not trying to curse us. Is they won the war of attrition. They
yes,
avoided a lot of significant injuries. There's no guarantees that'll happen next year. And we had a
yeah,
couple close calls this year, and we got lucky with after reports. And so just cherish this because
yeah,
there's no guarantees. There's no
yeah,
guarantees. And we got it. All right. We got it. Enjoy it, cherish it, soak it in, and get excited about next season. But just remember, nothing's guaranteed. We won the war of attrition this year. Who knows if we'll win the war of attrition next year? And
yeah.
I mean, that's a big thing.
In war of attrition, sometimes I've seen it. Sometimes, like it's not always true, but it does correlate with youth,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's why I
Right?
even worried. Like even the doctor was like, he's 21. He'll be fine. Like he's 21 when he injured his ankle. Like he's 21 years old. He'll be okay. Like it's gonna heal up fast. And
Yeah,
it does go with youth. Now it doesn't matter what how old you are. You can tear an ACL at any age
yeah, that's true.
playing
That's true.
competitive
That's
sports
true.
like this. But
Yeah,
no, in general, it does go with youth. Like you can heal up faster when
That
you're a
soft tissue
younger body.
injuries, like,
Yeah,
like if you're younger, you kind of like recover faster with
totally,
those like
totally.
ligament, those MCL. Even like I think so, but look, and I would say, look, I would argue this, Tommy. My argument would be they won the attrition right battle because they had a 70-man roster.
Totally.
They had the ready squad, as Mike McDonald calls it. He calls this team a 70-man roster, right? And he calls this team the ready squad. And one thing I love about Mike McDonald is he once he sees issues in the team, he quickly fixes it. You know, remember what happened to that Lions game on Monday Night Football
Oh yeah.
when everybody got injured and
Yep.
nobody can contribute, and Montgomery was just kind of like bullying people on that defense. Remember what happened, Tommy?
I remember the beginning of last season through and through. I mean, we were
Yeah,
like the purge. It was like the purge. We
yeah.
didn't wait around. We didn't wait around at all to
It
find out what
was
else was happening.
horrible. And I think like you saw all those issues that happened and they kind of like brought it to this and they said like, hey, we need a 70-man roster. So right now you guys have look, we have team like this team is deep, man. And people who were starters last year, like Tyrese Knight, they're not starters anymore. Right? It's deep, it's competitive. And so yeah, and I'm just really excited, man. I could do this pod for hours and hours, man. I think this is the most exciting season. I've been a part of, man. Honestly, even more than that Legion of Boom seasons. Because like this season, because it was out of the blue, right? Like you did not believe this could happen.
No, it was just a bunch of guys coming together and a bunch of guys developing fast. This one, it's hard because in 2013 when the Seahawks beat the Broncos, like that one hit. It was the first Super Bowl
Yeah,
for the
it's
Seahawks.
hard, man. It's hard.
But this one,
Even
this
like
one hits because
yeah,
we've seen the Seahawks do that, right? And we saw them dip down. We saw it all fall apart. And we went, 11 years of just wondering if we'd ever get back because the last time we went to the Super Bowl, we threw the ball at the one and we lost to the Patriots. Just like left the
yeah,
worst taste in our mouth. Just always wondering, will we get back? Will we get back? And to watch this team build from 2022 to today, just started with the Charles Cross pick and pick number 9, and just to see it all come together. I mean, wow! It was something special. It really was, really, really something
yeah.
special.
And shout out to the Denver Broncos, man, for making that trade with us in 2022,
Yes,
man.
yes, big shout out.
That was a great trade. Even though Russell Wilson, he was a huge supporter, man. He was on Twitter, he was on social media everywhere, supporting the Hawks, man. Always will be great Seahawks, and definitely legend in my mind forever. But that trade was critical.
Absolutely. It just completely changed the trajectory of the Seahawks. I think we would have been a middling team for a long time if we stuck around with it. And just to wait for it to blow up, traded him, got a game changer in Witherspoon, got Derek Hall. I mean, it just completely,
Charles Cross,
yeah,
right?
completely changed the trajectory
No,
of.
Charles Cross was our
Charles
pick.
Cross was our pick. Yeah, Charles Cross was
Yeah.
our pick, but completely changed the trajectory of the team and its entirety. And um, it was a ballsy trade. It really was. Like to let go of Russell Wilson like that in that moment took a lot of stones. But this is why you make that trade. This is why you make that trade because things
Yeah.
like this happen. You build
Yeah.
your team up. You trust your drafting skills, and what an absolute drafting clinic it has been
Yeah.
over the past 4 years. Um, and this is why you make that trade because you can build
Yeah.
a team up and you can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And Tommy, you come from the scouting world, so do you think they lose? I know they're going to lose coaching staff. Probably Kubiak is going to take a couple of people. They're going to lose players for sure. Do you think they lose people from the front office? Do other people in the league look at it and say, "Hey, like we want to hire somebody
Well,
from
yeah,
the Seahawks"?
only for like a promotion. Like yes, absolutely. Like every part of an organization is being evaluated. So yeah, I mean, some like there are potential for other teams to offer some of our guys promotions because
So,
John Shire's not going to lose his GM spot. But what about
yeah.
some of our heads of scouting departments or they're looking for their next promotion. So say the Raiders call them up saying, "Hey, like we want you to be assistant GM." They're gonna, that's just
John Schneider bought himself another 10 years.
Yeah. But that's it. Like you can't turn that down. It's a promotion of a lifetime. You can't turn that down. So yes, there is a chance that we will lose, especially with the way we've been drafting. Very real chance that we will lose some front office scouting personnel guys to other teams just because they're getting promotions with other teams. So can't hate on that. Great opportunity. Of course, they were because if those guys would never have been able to reach the ceiling with Seattle as GM because we've got John Schneider. So. Yeah. And John Schneider gets it too. Like he would understand. He would probably tell him to go because that's an opportunity you just cannot turn down. But there's a lot of good eyes for football talent out there. And I know the Seahawks will replace appropriately if needed.
Yep. Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for being part of this podcast in this, wonderful season. If you like this podcast, please subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, anywhere you can get us. And hey, next week, we haven't talked about the draft, but next week, Tommy's mock draft 1.0 is going to drop right with the 32nd pick. And we're going to see.
And if you didn't watch last year's, go check it out right now, because with that Seahawks pick, I gave us a nice early look at what could come. So make sure you check that out. But yes, mock draft 1.0 coming. I think we'll probably try to do, we've got 70 something days for the draft. So we might try to sneak in a couple mock drafts this year, just to mix it up, but we'll drop a February one bright and early next week, and we'll get the ball rolling on the 2026, 2027 Seahawks. But that's a wrap for the 2026 Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl 60 champion Seattle Seahawks. What a team. What a season, man.
Amen to that, man. And we'll see you guys next week, man. Thanks for being part of the show. And, if you're still in awe, keep being in awe, enjoy this moment. Man. And if you're another fan of another team, thanks for, coming on this podcast as well. We'll definitely talk about your team. Comment below if you guys want us to talk about your team. We'll definitely do that. All right, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you guys next week.